driver's license, licenses related to lead at all. Let's say you're an abatement contractor, something like that. Those are the licenses they want. Document, at least one person has lead safe renovator supervisor training. That's what you're here for today. Massachusetts accepts EPA approved trainings. That's what you have here today. Document that a medical monitoring and respirator protection program is in place. Entities with employees. The self-employed guys or no employees, you don't have to do this. But in Massachusetts right now, you have to provide a copy of your medical monitoring and respirator protection program. Nobody's in here taking photos, although Mark's filming, isn't he? How many people already have all this stuff? Right? So some, not many. Massachusetts has found out that they can't get anybody to sign up for these licenses. This is one of the stumbling blocks to get them there. Now, under OSHA, you are already required to have this stuff. Even though this is a requirement of the Mass licensing requirement, you're already required to have it anyway. Mass just put it in, but they're finding people aren't signing up. So Mark and I have been working with the state. What we said was, in order to get people to sign up, how about we just change it to a checkbox that says, I know I'm responsible to already have this stuff if I have employees. And when you check the box, what have you just done? You've acknowledged your responsibility. So if you don't have it and you get caught by OSHA or the DOS, it's a willful violation that you don't have it. So they're not going to ask for it probably in the future, right? When they change the regulations, that's probably going to happen like May, June. They're probably not going to ask that you have it anymore, but they're going to make you recognize that you're supposed to have it, right? But right now, you have to have it to get the license. Yes?
No, if you sign to keep registered in Mass, you still have to go for EPA also?
Yes, and or Rhode Island also. Okay, yeah.
Did we already talk about what medical monitoring is?
No, we didn't. No, that's OSHA stuff. Medical monitoring, basically means what was the blood lead level of the employee before you introduce them to this work, what kind of exposure has they had during the work that they've been doing. Keep track of that information. All right, additional requirements. Information related to the legal organization of the business. LLC, I'm a corporation, or I've got to get notarized that I'm self-employed sole proprietor. I have to write a letter, I got to get it notarized. That's one of the other things I think they're thinking about doing away with is they'll accept the letter without them notarizing it. I don't know why that's a big deal for people to do, but apparently it's one of the stumbling blocks of people getting licensed. We have to document workers' compensation coverage. Before they're going to grant you a license, they have to have proof that you have workers' compensation and properly classified. You can't claim that all you guys are painters if you're doing roofing, right? So you got to make sure that you're actually paying the right amount of money based on the classification of your employees. You have to affirm compliance with Massachusetts tax laws, that you don't owe any taxes. They're not going to give you a license if you're not paying your taxes. You have to submit lists of occupational health and safety related violations, any notices of non-compliance, enforcement actions, etc. Now, that doesn't preclude you from being able to be licensed, but if you're showing a history of just ignoring this stuff, they're not going to give you a license. You had a challenge on a job site, you got fined, you took care of it, that's not going to preclude you from getting a license. They just want to make sure this isn't your history, your MO. The on-site supervisor requirements. Now, an EPA, the renovator, has to be on-site only during certain phases. The posting of the warning signs, establishment of the work area containments. Now, does the certified renovator have to do these? Has to be there to supervise, right? They can do them, but it has to definitely be there to supervise. During final cleanup, has to be there to supervise. And